Why did you start TrinityOne's Sports? I mean, there are lots of companies these days that are into sports marketing and entertainment. What was the void that you saw that said that this company would really have a good opportunity?
We spent a lot of time at the Patriots and had some great success on turning the organization around from a marketing perspective and really building a marketing department. We get calls all the time. Lou, how'd you do this? Why are you doing that? And it just got me thinking, there's many teams out there who probably need the expertise and the experience that we had in building a new organization. And it just made sense to me. It just made sense to move on and go in that direction.
One of the things that always amazed me about the Patriots while you were there was when they moved into the new stadium, all of a sudden sponsorship revenue shot up. It was almost like there was a game plan in place prior to the move into the new stadium where sort of the brand had already been redeveloped. Was this something that was part of the strategy?
Yeah, I mean, the Crafts from the very beginning knew that they had to remake the organization, what people thought of it. They started with the operations and with security. They really tightened down to make sure that if you were in the stadium, you had to do all the right things because they wanted to make it fan-friendly. I don't know if you remember, but back in the 80s and in the 70s, you couldn't go to a Monday night football game. It was guys' night out, brawls. It wasn't safe. So they had to change the image of the organization. And part of that was changing how we marketed. It was a very transactional organization when they bought it. Here, buy this package, get a couple of signs. It couldn't be that way. Everything was changing. We had to transform to a relationship-oriented model. And so we spent a lot of time building relationships, spending time with people. And that was all in motion 4-5 years before the stadium really opened. So we spent a lot of time rebuilding the business side and the marketing side. And then, of course, we build a new stadium and we win a Super Bowl. It's like lightning in a bottle. It was great.
Right. One of the big terms we hear all the time about sports marketing and working with sponsors is they want to get the sponsors to be able to activate their products and brands. What does that mean exactly?
So many companies, if you just buy a sign, you're really not getting your money's worth. You really have to have an all-encompassing package to make sure that you're driving consumers to your brand. I used to always tell our people, we sell signage and media and logo rights to recognize revenue, but we're in the business to help people do business. So we would have to, create mechanisms in order to achieve their goals. Unless you do the research, unless you put the time and invest the time, you don't really know what a company needs.
The NFL, of course, is famous among the major sports for dividing the revenue the most equally among all the teams in the league. Yet, obviously, there was a big increase in the revenue and value of the Patriots once they won the Super Bowl. How important in football is winning?
Winning, it's like anything else. Winning is spectacular. But if you don't have the proper structure in place and the proper plan, sometimes winning goes for naught. I mean, take the Cincinnati Bengals, not to crap on them, but, they have an organization where they haven't even named their stadium. So how can you ask, if you're Cincinnati Bengals, the other teams to share in their revenue when they name their stadiums? So I think you have to have the right structure, right plan, all be marching down the same way, and then when you win, man, that's when you capitalize on it.